All right, Age of the MGA audience, we have a special short podcast today, video cast. We have a guest host with us, James Thaler. Thank you for joining us.
Good to be here.
Taking Dylan's place. If you do a good job, maybe we'll get rid of Dylan outright. The pay is horrendous for the position, but yeah, it'd be nice to have some new blood in. And then we have Andrew.
Hello.
From, we're going to find out in a minute here where
Thank
he's
you.
from, because there's a little bit of news we're breaking here at Target Markets. Good conference so far, everybody. Everybody's
great.
We're off the back of ITC. I think we're a little tired. I made the mistake of flying all the way back to the East Coast for a day and then coming back. It's very stupid. But Peter says I make a lot of bad decisions. So that's just another to add. James, you're doing a lot of content recording today. This is old hat for you, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, I mean, obviously, I've been going to everything under the sun the last couple of weeks, and every time I go to a different event, there's always a little bit of context switching. I mean, I've been coming to this for a long time, so I know pretty much everyone here, and I know the world, but like, we just came from ITC, which everybody's thinking about tech, it's these founders, the VCs, whereas you come here, it's a little bit more legacy, incumbent industry people, but then what's really interesting about Target Markets, and I tell this to people all the time, if other parts of the industry have never been to this event, like, it's so fascinating to be here and just hear everybody speaking the same vocabulary and language, like PA or there's just all kinds of MGA nomenclature, but also just the real specialty focused on specific niche programs. It's a deal making conference. People are here to get programs off the ground, do capacity deals, maybe some M&A, maybe some funding, and so it's really unlike any other event in that sense in terms of being a deal-making conference, but it's, you walk around here and you just see the entrepreneurialism of the MGA space firsthand, and it's really unlike any other event or any other part of the market in that regard.
Nice. Andrew, real quick, wrong answer only, TPA, what does it stand for?
Third-party administrator.
No, wrong answer only.
Oh, wrong answer.
Wrong answer.
Way too expensive.
That's also truthful from what I hear.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right.
Peter, what do you guys got going? There's a little event tonight that you want to maybe give a quick plug to? Or it'll be over by the time people watch this, but still plug it.
There will be when I have a microphone, mate.
Oh, yeah. We'll just speak into Andrew's lapel there.
You can pass this along.
Pass this along. Yeah, we're hosting an event in this exact location tonight at 7 p.m. So irrelevant for those people watching post event of this.
But you'll record it.
We'll record it. It'll be available.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what you guys are saying. It's to the heart of why people come here, right? How to launch a successful program, how to scale it, how to get capacity, how to negotiate with your reinsurance partners, what technology people should look at. So I'm really hoping we get an audience of kind of what we say a lot on this show, great insurance entrepreneurs who want to try and do something a little bit different.
Yeah. And maybe speaking of something different that's going on, Andrew, you've built an MGA before, and we're going to break a little bit of news here because it sounds like you're doing something.
Yes.
Day one.
Yes.
Day one.
So I'm the founder of Safely, and at Safely, our whole mission is to help a homeowner feel comfortable with internet strangers coming into their house through Airbnb, Vrbo, Booking.com. We're based in Atlanta, about 30 people. We've built some really great embedded programs that are part of the property management software system platform. We have great underwriting partners, Greenlight Re, Obsidian as our fronting carrier, and it's really a good book of business. Low churn, our customers are happy, and we started in 2013. It's taken time to get to this point, but it's a pretty nice program. That said, I decided to leave. Last week was my last week at Safely. And my brother and I, who is a CTO at Safely, we're both now starting a brokerage for hospitality companies.
Nice.
Because we saw that a lot of our property manager customers, they weren't getting the right insurance policies that they need. There's so many corner cases for every single industry. We just happen to know vacation rentals, but golf carts, shared swimming pools, advertising risk when people take pictures and put them on Airbnb, all these things that you need insurance for, but if you have a generalist insurance provider and your premium's not big enough where their 15% is not enough for them to be able to put a lot of resources behind finding you the right policy, a lot of them end up being unhappy. So we're building both an MGA plus a brokerage for vacation rentals and hotels. and just trying to provide everything that a property manager or a hotelier needs.
Nice.
State focused, global?
Yeah, so in the US and in Europe. So because some of our partners are large booking sites, large hotel chains, and they're global, and they have an expectation that you'll at least be in the EU and the US. I mean, the rest of the countries will get to them, but you really need to service most of their business.
James, Dylan, our co-host, typically asks a claims question right about now. I don't know if you have anything ready to go. And if you don't, claims are very boring. We don't like to talk about them on the show.
Yeah, claims question. I mean, it's always like, what's the weirdest claim you've ever seen? That's the easiest question to ask.
What about in an
bet it's a good
Airbnb
one.
though? Yeah.
Oh, so let me go back to Safely because we haven't launched Valaris Re. At Safely, we'll spend over $1 million this year on soiled sheets.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
People do things on vacation that they don't.
Let's just sit back for a second. Where the hell is $1 million going?
Well, it's a lot
on
of
soiled
sheets. It's a lot of sheets.
That's,
I mean, it's not a lot per sheet,
Wash
but
the
it's
sheets, to replace the sheets?
fortunately almost all are replaced.
Yeah.
Which means we have really good hospitality customers because these are not sheets that you want even post-wash.
Can we go?
Wow.
I've got more questions.
Yeah.
Here we
This
go.
is
We have
so-
pictures.
Yeah. So when you say $1 million to soil sheets, like what are like the top 5 causes of soiling the sheets?
Oh.
No, come on, come on. He
that
has
type
an
of
event
show.
at 7 o'clock.
No,
People are going to be eating and drinking.
Granular, data, underwriting, claims data.
So I can tell you, I'm not going to go into all of them, but I will go into some. But the GLP medicines are changing how people interact with their sheets.
Interesting.
I appreciate the innuendo. Thank you.
And yeah, it's just messy. I mean, we've had a murder.
Holy shit. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, if you're going to cheat on your spouse, a vacation rental is a great place to go. Often you don't even have to
And you
show an
have to
ID.
you have to murder the
Well,
person
and then
you're
when
cheating
your
Don't write that
spouse
down.
finds out where you are with your mistress, then she gets mad and then
All right, so
visits.
that's 2. What else you got?
Come on.
with. I feel like we're just getting
You're
going.
preparing the article, right, for the insurer here, James?
I'm a curious person by nature. And
I feel like the best claim stories we had, and Dylan's not even here for it.
Yeah.
He's like,
Fantastic.
he's like, can we talk about subrogation?
It's a lot of
Get
money
out of
as
here,
well.
Dylan.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So, I mean, so you have to understand that people drink a lot on vacation and do other things. So they're not always thinking really well.
Yes.
We call it vacation brain, where you might work well in the real life, but when you go on vacation, you're just not operating on all your cylinders. We had someone turn up the hot tub and they tried to do a crawfish boil in there.
Love it.
You base salt and leaves and salts and all that, and it destroyed the motor in the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Love the chlorine taste.
We had a chicken sacrifice on the front lawn, and it wasn't expensive to like. There wasn't a lot of real damage, but when you bring the chicken into the house and there's blood, then it has to be cleaned.
I think psychological damage, probably.
I feel like we're going to do an amazing show, full show with it.
Well, so we're going to do a full show. Excuse me, a full show.
I'll bring pictures
Yeah, we want pictures.
I mean, I don't know if my curiosity.
in a sensory box.
I don't know if my curiosity extends that far.
You just wanted the descriptors.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a full show with you coming up here. And James, we're going to have our first non-MGA, non-operator, non-investor on because publicity and working with the press is so important. And you do a lot of good work. You do great interviews. I don't know if anybody's checked these out before. The 2 people that watch this show, we can add 2 listeners to your content. That's our promise to you with this.
You know what it is I deal with everybody in the industry, and there's these big companies that have these big marketing communications departments, and they're highly professional in terms of how they engage with media, and even in those companies, they don't necessarily get it all right. They don't know necessarily how to interact with the press, but a lot of people in the insurance industry don't really have that much experience interacting with the media, and if you've never interacted with the media before, it can be really daunting. It's in terms of like what to expect from the interaction. But it's really critical for companies to engage with the media, to get their story out, to own the narrative, control the narrative, depending on where you sit in the value chain, getting your message out to trading partners, And so I think there's a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of confusion in terms of how to interact with the media. And I've been through kind of every situation in management. A lot of it can be high stakes, high pressure, sensitive situations. And I just think the more that the market can be educated and informed in terms of how to navigate those situations, the better off they'll be. I mean, I was just at ITC. I interviewed Harvey Hughes, who runs Caliber Corporate Advisors. They're a PR firm for a lot of insurtech companies. So that interview I think I'm going to put out like the next week or so. But I think some of what we covered I think would be really illuminating to founders. And I would encourage people just to embrace taking that step to interact with the media, learn about it, because savvy marketing, a savvy communication strategy can go a long way.
And James, what's the worst example of that you've seen? What's the worst example, James, that you've seen?
Oh my God, worst example of what? Like how to interact with the media?
Yes, in general, worst PR output, worst interaction with the media. You don't have to name names, of course, but you can.
There's different types of worsts. It's like when I have a story that is fundamentally true and the company just brazenly lies when they tell me it's not true, that's not a good strategy. I think in general, like if you have a sensitive situation, the best thing you can do is to be forthright, candid, and actually give the journalist more information. Because then that allows me to write a much more thoughtful, objective, neutral story and capture the nuances. Whereas I think in your sensitive situation, a lot of companies, they clam up, they don't want to feed in information because they don't want to stoke the narrative. But then the problem is the less information a journalist has, the more misleading the story might ultimately be because they're trying to fill in the gaps on their own.
Yeah. So are these just bad PR or bad PR advice they're getting then?
It's fear takes over. It's emotion takes over. I mean, there was one of the top 2 or top 3. Let me just say top 5 just to protect their anonymity. Cyber insurers that suffered a breach a couple of years ago. Their data was sitting on the dark web for 30 days. They had no idea. I called up their head of cyber and I said, dude, you know your data's on, right? I said, no, what are you talking about? And they do thought leadership on LinkedIn all the time about how smart they are. And part of when you have a breach is you have an incident response plan in place to be thoughtful and measured in the aftermath of the breach. And it seemed in this case, that incident response plan went out the window and emotion took over. So it's easy to anticipate how you might handle these situations when they're in the abstract and theoretical.
Yep.
But then when something happens, it's easy to become panicked. It's easy to become worried about managing the message. And so I think whatever sensitive situation you're dealing with is to just do the thoughtful, objectively rational thing to do and to not let fear and emotion take over, which is pretty common.
So we're going to do a whole episode on good stories, bad stories, whatever you're willing to share. I'm excited about that, and anybody can come up and reach. I mean, you're at every event. I feel like doing content. You are very approachable on LinkedIn. James will even take you out to comedy with no ulterior motive. He's just a good friend. He's not trying to get the scoop.
Are you on the record at the comedy club or?
No,
you hate that, right? That's phrase. I'll say it to you every once in a while, and you look like you want to punch me in the face.
I actually, one of my good friends who's very senior in the broking industry, I texted him over a message. I said, if you ever say that to me when we're in person together, I'll slap you. And then we were together in person, and he did it. I would tell.
I'll forget James by recording and say it to you many times again.
This is a little off color.
No, this is what we love about
what I'm about
the
to say
show.
next, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's actually a good buddy of mine, Isaac Espinoza, who's the CEO of Kettle, which is a wildfire insurtech MGA. He lives in Cayman, and every time he's in New York, he'll book 3 nights in a row of late night comedy. And we get industry people together for the shows. And in December, right after the Luigi Mangione incident, we had the CEO of a big MGA platform, who actually is here attending this event. He's very well known. Joined us, and we're sitting there, and the comedians are scanning the crowd, saying, "What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living?" And it's like, "Insurance CEO, insurance CEO." And then it just Luigi jokes
devolved.
Went rampant.
That's so good.
But yeah, it's an open invitation to anyone in the industry. If you're in New York City, you want to do a comedy show, we're always up for it.
So, quick fire question to end this little snippet before we do the full shows in a few weeks. What are the biggest things you come to an event like Target Markets to achieve?
It's our insurance partners. I'm looking for capacity, especially for new programs. So I'm here. Greenlight Re is here. They've backed safely, and I'm hoping they'll back the new company. Obsidian's here, like I mentioned. So it's really just and then run into friends like this. Just where the action is.
My objectives are highbrow, lowbrow. On the highbrow side, it's interviews with senior leadership at these companies just to understand their strategy, their objectives, take the pulse of the market and all that, and really just sort of share that with our audience. And then lowbrow is just gossiping. It's basically, I say that sort of facetiously, but really just understanding sort of things that might be going out there that not many people might know. And so a lot of what we do is we try to triangulate, we try to talk to different people just everywhere in the market. Really just to break news, and certainly in this world, M&A, capacity deals, fundraising, stuff like that is, a pretty big feature of what we cover. And then yeah, the social. I love the people here. It's a great community. Always have a great time hanging out with people. So it's a very special part of the market.
Well, you broke some news with us with Andrew here, and mine is I need to wear a suit every now and then. So I feel like this is an event that allows you to do that. And to meet good partners here, to meet there's great prospects. If you're, I think, a software vendor or somebody coming new into the space, reinsurance broker, whomever, great MGAs to potentially meet here. A few customers, so try and keep them happy, and to record this lovely podcast.
That's amazing. Well, thanks very much, guys, and we'll look forward to the full recording in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thanks, fellas.
Cheers.